sadly, guys, I'll do a voiceover because I had issues with the camera. The microphone was picking up me talking. So here we go. First off, first thing we come across is a jar. All sorts of pickled things. Couldn't make out quite what was in them. But as you can see, they've been there a very long time. Um, this house, I wouldn't say was ransacked. I'd say it was total, just down to decay. Um, can't find any history on it. The upper floors in this building weren't safe enough to go up, so we've done our best with this, and we found some really nice features in the house, and it seemed like you were stepping back in the 70s to 80s. So on that note, enjoy the video, guys. I mean, that would have once been the bathroom, and that was the only thing that we did notice was smashed, but that, yet again, could have been the roof coming in. This was an old washing machine with the mangle type thing on top. I can't say as I've ever come across one of these before, but it was an amazing thing to see, and in that condition as well. And then we go on to the cooker. Now I believe this to be about 1970s. It could be older. I wouldn't know, guys. Please comment below and let me know if you've got any clues how old you think this cooker could be. An old Schweppes bottle. I don't know how old that would be, but quite old I'd have thought. And even medication. We did notice that as we wandered round it, it didn't give that feel like it was a male that would have lived here. It's all sort of female orientated. We never really saw anything that would make us think that a male did live there at any point, unless, of course, the husband passed away. We really don't know, but there's an old fridge there. The funny thing is, the actual fridge and the cooker and that were clean inside. We weren't 100% sure what that was in the jar, and we weren't about to open it. But looking at that, that looked like rice, some sort of rice in that jar. And the old plates and crockery.
much here and somebody missed it and moved it.
I'm sure some people probably remember some of these bottles of things that we're showing. I know there was a couple of things that I remember seeing as a child. So I know that would have been about the 70s. But sometimes you go into these places and you just show the utmost respect, because this was somebody's life. And sometimes you get quite a feeling of sadness. But even though there's lots of things on the floor, you still tend to try and not break anything, which understandably is really difficult to do.
1980.
And there's the paper there with 1980. That was kind of the last date we could find. We could find dates before that, but not after that. In the cabinet here, there was a 1980 tin of prunes, amongst other things.
I know, that's what I was just looking at.
Yeah, again, things kept in little jars and things. The Heinz salad cream. We think that was 1970 something. Can't remember what it was, but caster sugar.
There's a store, so much stuff. What do you think that is? What do you reckon?
This is where we're having a bit of a discussion about how old we think the actual last time somebody lived there would have been.
It's absolutely mad, guys. As you know, we try and find ones that you haven't seen. And this one is just full of all sorts of jars of pickles. I'd dread to think what's in some of those, but yeah, let's go take a look, see what else we can find.
I can't say as I've ever seen that before. That's why I kept trying to get the bottle, but the camera just wouldn't focus on it.
Oh no.
You can see that this particular side of the house has suffered badly, but funny enough, the carpet on the stairs was like new, halfway up and onwards.
Very sad, isn't it, to see this?
This, we think, would have been the main room.
They wouldn't have even gone in there too far.
As you can see there, quite a few places we tend to do now. We're coming across the old piano, which is a beautiful thing to see. And it just goes to show that back in the day, most people did have pianos. Unlike today, it's now stereo. But I'd much prefer to see a piano.
Would have been really nice.
As you can see, the roof is totally come in there. But I would think the house would have been beautiful when it was lived in. The grounds it actually sits on has got its own chapel, and also like an outhouse, and there's a garage and other stuff. But sadly, that room in front was not accessible,
I'd say it was probably an
not
island
safely.
or something like that.
As much as we'd love to get in there and have a look and document it for ourselves and also you guys,
Let's go back.
it just wasn't worth it. Now, sadly, we do have 2 lots of footage of this place. Jed actually went right up to the top section with Stuart and walked round, but somewhere the footage has been lost. So, sadly, all we could do was go to the top and just pan the camera around to give you an idea of what it was like upstairs. As you can see, that would have been another bathroom in there. Somebody's obviously been up in the loft. And there's another bedroom down, well, there's 2 bedrooms down that end, and 2 more, one to the left and one to the right, which you can see it's still got things in. But sometimes it's just not worth the risk, guys, of walking on floors that you know are so unsafe. As much as you want to get the memories of the place, you have to know when to call it.
That hole. Yeah, that hole. Shut one. No. Yeah.
So at this stage, we decided that we'd been in there, even though it doesn't seem like it on the camera and the footage you're seeing, we've been in there about an hour, and it was time to leave at that point.
that piece has been shifted.
Um,
Could be any
you
piece.
just get a
So let
feeling when you're in abandoned buildings. I expect the other explorers feel it too. That you can be walking around and then suddenly you just get a feeling that you've seen enough. It's like you've outstayed your welcome. As crazy as that sounds, it can make you feel like that, and it is just know it is time to leave. But like I say, this is a lovely house with lots of land and some absolutely amazing features in there, and it has just been let. So anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I'm sorry about the voiceover, but the camera really did not do well on the audio for some reason. But there is a part 2 to come where we're outside on the grounds, and that's where you will see vehicles and other things. So thank you, and subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Bye everybody.